Hello IP6. This is now our 7th video lesson. Now last week we were looking at quotations as part of chapter 5, capitalization and punctuation. That chapter is now finished. Normally when we finish a chapter we will have a revision lesson and then a unit test. But obviously we are not in school, so we cannot do those things. Hopefully, if we are able to return to school soon, I'll go over chapter 5 again and you'll do a unit test when we are back in school to make sure that you've understood that chapter. But we're not going to do anything like that today. I'm going to move on to our next chapter of English. And usually we read a chapter of grammar and then a chapter of writing. Grammar, writing, grammar, writing. But we actually have 2 more grammar topics that we need to do and only 1 more writing topic that we need to do before the end of this year. So we're actually going to do another grammar topic. And it's something you've seen several times before now, I think. Chapter 6, Pronouns. So this should be pretty straightforward for you. Before we start chapter 6, we're just going to check the homework from the second lesson that you did last Friday. So get your workbooks ready, please. Okay, your homework for lesson 2 on Friday was workbook page 110. For questions 1 to 5 in section A, we had to write the sentences again, but we needed to add quotation marks, capital letters, end marks, and commas to make sure that the sentence was correct. So number 1, quotation mark. Do you know when Shakespeare was born? Question mark, quotation mark, Mickey asked. So you had to add a pair of quotation marks and a question mark in the correct place. If you made 1 mistake, you get half a point. If you make more than 1 mistake, you get 0. Number 2, quotation mark. He was born in 1564, comma, not a full stop, quotation mark, answered Gina. Number 3, quotation mark. He married Anne Hathaway, comma, quotation mark, said Gina. Full stop, quotation mark, capital T for they. They lived in Stratford, quotation mark after this full stop. Number 4, quotation mark. How many plays did he write in all? Question mark, quotation mark, asked Pedro. Number 5, quotation mark. I counted a total of 38 plays, comma, quotation mark, replied Mickey. So give yourselves a score out of 5 for section A. And section B, there were 5 mistakes in the dialogue. So Juliet said, comma, the quotation mark's already there, but we need capital R for Romeo. Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou? And then we need a quotation mark after the question mark. Then another quotation mark before I'm down here in the bushes, quotation mark after this comma. Romeo said, the trellis broke. Okay, so again, give yourselves a score out of 5 and a total for the page out of 10. Okay, so like I've told you, we're going to be starting chapter 6, pronouns today. Now, lesson 1 is pronouns and antecedents. Now, I'm sure you know what pronouns are, but this word antecedents may be new to you. However, when I explain it to you in a moment, I'm sure you'll understand it quite quickly. So, we've already done a chapter about nouns. We know that nouns name a person, place, or thing, and a pronoun is a word that we use instead of a noun in a sentence. Again, we know that nouns can be singular or plural, and that means pronouns can be singular or plural as well, depending on how many things they refer to. Now, in the next lesson, we'll talk about what these different pronouns mean, but for now, I just want you to know that the singular pronouns are I, me, you, he, him, she, her, and it. And plural pronouns include we, us, you, they, and them. You'll notice that you is in both lists. You can be singular if you're talking to one person, or plural if you're talking to a group of people. Now, one of the reasons that we use pronouns is to make our writing less awkward. If you write somebody's name in a sentence, you shouldn't write the same name again in the same sentence, or even really in the same paragraph if you can avoid it. If you keep repeating the same name again and again and again, it doesn't sound right. It sounds like something that a child, like a 5-year-old, would write. So if I wrote, Pote asked Nene if Nene would help Pote, it doesn't sound right. But if I say, Pote asked Nene if she would help him, she, of course, refers to Nene, him refers to Pote. Using the pronouns means that we are not repeating ourselves. Now, you've probably been wondering what I mean by an antecedent. An antecedent is the word that the pronoun is replacing. So pronouns take their meaning from the nouns they replace, and the noun that gets replaced by the pronoun is called the antecedent. When you are writing a pronoun, it needs to agree with its antecedent. So if the noun is singular or plural, that means that the pronoun needs to be the same, either singular or plural. If the noun is male, like a boy's name, or female, like a girl's name, that means the pronoun needs to be the same gender, either he or she. So, Tan doesn't like apples because he thinks they are too sour. This is our first pronoun, he, and it reflects the antecedent, Tan. Tan is one boy, so we use the pronoun he. And pronoun two is they. They refers to more than one, and because there's more than one apple, that means we need to use they to match the antecedent. Now we know that some pronouns refer to more than one thing. That means a pronoun can have more than one antecedent. Also, antecedents don't need to be in the same sentence as the pronoun. It could happen in the next sentence or later in the paragraph. So, Sky and Sun went to the beach. They liked it there. Sky and Sun together are two different antecedents referring to one pronoun, and the pronoun is in a different sentence to the antecedents. Okay, now look in your textbooks at page 275 at questions 1 to 8. You have 8 sentences, and part of the sentence, the nouns, have been underlined. You need to choose the correct pronoun to replace the part of the sentence that has been underlined. Now, we've not done subject and object pronouns yet, but you've done it so many times that I'm expecting all of you to still be able to do this. If you are struggling, in the next lesson, we'll be talking about subject pronouns. But for now, look at questions 1 to 8 and write the correct pronoun to replace the underlined words. As usual, if you don't have your textbook, when you pause the video, make sure you find paper and write the answers. So when I tell you to press pause and resume the video when you've finished up to number 8. So please pause now. Okay, if you've finished up to question 8, keep watching for the answers. Number 1, Tom and Wendy walked home quickly. Tom and Wendy is they. Number 2, Nancy walked fast too. You should know that Nancy is a girl's name because we have teacher Nancy, so you use she. Number 3, the streets were empty. The streets is they. Bruce answered the door. Bruce is a boy's name, so we use he. Number 5, Ruth looked at the clear sky. Ruth is a girl's name. It's actually my mum's name, and we use she. Number 6, the friends went inside. The friends is they. Number 7, the rainstorm began suddenly. The rainstorm is it. And number 8, the road was flooded. The road is also it. So give yourselves a score out of 8. Okay, now please look at the bottom of the same page, page 275. This section is a little bit different. You have to read the sentence, find the pronoun, and find the antecedents. In each sentence, it will give you a pronoun, and it will also tell you who or what that pronoun is replacing. So let's look at this example. Are Dan and Rosa still here, or did they leave? The pronoun in the sentence is they. So first you write they, then you find the word or words that they is referring to, which is Dan and Rosa. You can either do it like this, Dan, Rosa, or write Dan and Rosa. It's up to you. So read the sentence, first write the pronoun, and then write the antecedents. So do questions 9 to 15 as usual, pause the video, press play when you have finished up to number 15. So please pause now. Okay, if you finished up to number 15, you can press play and watch the answers. Number 9, the fans cheered when they saw the touchdown. The pronoun they refers to fans. You can also have the fans. Number 10, the seats were in the back and they were uncomfortable. So the pronoun is they and it refers to seats or the seats. Number 11, the singer took a bow. Then he took another bow. The pronoun he refers to singer or the singer. Number 12, the musicians played the school song. Then they marched off the field. The pronoun they refers to the musicians. Number 13, Judy knew the melody, but she didn't know the words. Pronoun she refers to Judy. Number 14, Angel held the football until it was stolen away. The pronoun it refers to the football. And number 15, the player of the game was Larry. Does he know yet? Pronoun he refers to Larry. So please give yourselves a score out of 7 for that section and a total out of 15. Okay, your homework tonight is workbook page 114. Please make sure you finish that page before you watch the first lesson on Friday. Before we finish, I'm just going to show you how to do that. Okay, this is workbook page 114. You have 10 sentences. Now, you don't need to write the sentences again. You need to do what we've just done in those questions in your textbook. You first write the pronoun, and then write the antecedent or antecedents. So, number 1, Elizabeth Cochrane had a special goal and succeeded in reaching it. You need to find the pronoun, and then tell me afterwards what that pronoun is referring to. So, all the way to question 10. Okay, IP6, that is the end of today's lesson. So please make sure that workbook page is finished before you watch Friday's lesson. Until then, thank you, IP6. Bye-bye.